Hello, and welcome back to Henry's exciting conclusion in Legacy of Darkness as he tries to save 7 children. Good show. Now, you'll notice that we are actually in a completely different level. This is because the level that you are in depends very heavily on what time you enter the coffin at. Since there's 3 levels to get out of that coffin, you can probably assume there's going to be one level that you can easily get to with a time of day card, one level that you can easily get to with a night card, and the other level is going to involve some waiting. This is the level that involves some waiting, so I did that off screen rather than put you through that. And we forgot to hold the A button, so Henry didn't use his powerful suction cup arms to grab onto the ledge, which is unfortunate. Thankfully, he still has his gun. As we all know, that's what's really important in life. Having good firepower to properly defend yourself and your home. And small children. Now, we could just go back to the level start and just end it out there, but we're not going to do that. The reason we're not going to do that is because we want to fight the boss of this level, because I'm honestly not too sure if we're going to play through as Carrie too soon, since I want to do a playthrough as Reinhardt. Now, if you were Carrie going through this level, you would have to go through and stop all of the waterfalls so that you could pass, or in the Nintendo 64 version, use good jumping after sliding into a waterfall to avoid having to turn them off completely. But we are not Carrie, and we are not playing the Castlevania 64 version. So let us continue on, past the waterfalls which Carrie has already turned off, and fight this thing. I think she has invincible frames. That's certainly the most likely course of action, which incidentally would make her the hardest boss to break in this game. Because we don't get to fight this as Cornell, and we don't get to just spam our sub-weapons at her and have her instantly die. Which makes her more challenging than the Harpy, at least. Yes, what you just saw was her little breath attack. Not her breath, her eyesight attack. Since as a Gorgon, she is very capable of turning you into stone. Which is bad, we don't want to be stone. Interestingly enough, in the beta version of Castlevania 64, there existed an item called, I believe, Potpourri, which would cure stone. Which makes me think that this boss was planned for Castlevania 64. And the item as a whole was scrapped because there wasn't really a reason to have an item exist simply for one fight in the entire game. Anyway, let us now use a moon card. With this moon card, we can continue forth and go into the outer wall, where we are not going to do the same skip we did as Cornell, because that is not what we need to do. Which does unfortunately mean we are going to be doing some damn shimmying. Everyone hates shimmying, but what are you going to do when you have to do it? The most you can do is try to make a jump to limit as much shimmying as humanly possible. Because again, this is not gameplay. This isn't fun. This isn't exciting. This isn't challenging me in any way. This is just boring me. But thankfully the shimmying is done, so we can get back to doing things that are slightly more entertaining. Slightly, alright. Now, if we were Cornell, we would have to press this switch. Well, we'd have to go and press a switch to get that turned, but we're not Cornell. Now, so let us get this child. Hello there, child. Yes. I don't know how you plan to tell Mom and Dad, but she's a good jumper, I'm sure. let us continue on so that we can fight that damn harpy again and show what happens when you're not just doing her as a werewolf. And you actually have to not put any real effort into it to the poor girl. If only that harpy was fighting Reinhardt, she would have a chance because Reinhardt would be absolutely locked to sub-weapons. He could still annihilate her with those sub-weapons, but, you know, it would be harder for him at least. Alright, now. Yeah, sod this. We are not doing any more shimmying. I do not care. Let us see if we can do this room properly, or if we're going to get... Yes, we're going to get hit. Whatever. It doesn't really matter too much, because we're almost at that damn harpy again. All we have to do is continue on forward and fight the wonders of roof saws. Good old roof saws. The most dangerous thing that a human can possibly go up against. Yes. Truly an impeccable challenge that only a master of masters could possibly surpass. Who gives a shit? We can't talk today. Oh, fuck! Okay. Jumped a little too far there. And now we get this harpy cutscene. Do you care? I don't. Come closer so that I can hit you. Why don't I just shoot? Okay, there. And now... Yes. Exciting. Do we get a full heal? I think we get a full heal after we go into the final area, the final level. Let us use that sun card so we can go back into the level we started this on. Item cannot be used. Hurrah. Hooray. In fact, let us full heal ourselves and go into the tunnel. A devious place full of chicanery and naughtiness. This is Reinhardt's level, which was definitely the easier level as a child. And since we are not Reinhardt, we do not get the cutscene that introduces us to the spiders. So they're just gonna kind of come out. Where are they? There they are. Yes. Good show. Is anything else going to try and attack me? I have a gun and I am not afraid to use it. I am an American after all. And any fine, upstanding American would have no problem shooting the shit out of a bunch of bats. Eat your heart out, all the other characters. Can any of you kill bats this efficiently? I didn't think so. I think that's that. Let it be known that all we did was defend ourselves. All we have is a tool for more efficiently defending ourselves. Now let us hope that we don't fall into the fucking poison like an idiot, which is certainly very possible. That was a little spooky, but fortunately, our gun was there to keep us safe, and to help give us confidence. The confidence that we need to continue and kill a spider. And the Medusa head. See, if only Trevor Belmont had had a gun, he wouldn't have had any problems in the clock tower. Well, he still would have, but Ah yes, and this is something this level is filled with. These little time of day cubbies. In this one I believe there's a cross and 2 roast beefs. Roast beef number 1, roast beef number 2, and our cross. But we don't want a cross because we want axes. I think the only monster in the game that crosses are just way better to have than the axes is for the harpy fight. Because she's flying so high up, you don't get the second thunderous hit of the Axe 3 landing, which does a lot of damage. So, yeah, but even then, if you're playing as Cornell, you can just do Cornell things. Wow, these bats sure are challenging. And now the gondola ride. Because as we all know... Actually, no, there is no way to defend this. Why does Dracula have a gondola ride in his tunnels? Why are the tunnels filled with poisonous water? In fact, how come all the water in this game is poisonous? Is this the future that environmentalists are trying to warn us about? The future set in the mid-1800s? Ah. Now we can shoot some ghosts. As they appear, Henry just pulls the trigger. Henry didn't even look at that one. He just had confidence in himself. He's been visiting the range. He knows what he's doing. Yes. And now we can get on this blue gondola and continue forward. And shoot everything. Yes. This is about how this section should be done. Can you tell this section was designed for Reinhardt? Someone who was melee-oriented. Okay. Henry's shot was not as clear as he thought it was. It was not as good, as valiant, as elegant as he wanted. And there we go. That's the end of this little gondola ride as we drive by everything in sight. Truly, like a proper American. Just continue on. Isn't there supposed to be a save point somewhere around here? I swear to God. I was about to say, I have not saved all level, and so dying is particularly something I don't want to do right now. Ma'am, may I have a save point? I am spooked and... what the? I'm surprised she wasn't dead yet. I am very spooked and I want to save. Oh no. Ah, there we go. A save point. And all we have to do is fight an entire army of bats. Fortunately, Henry's very good at this. Yes. A lot of bats breathing fire at you. Data saved. That is actually the end of the level. Yes. However, it is not the end of the level that we want. It is a child that we want. Don't take that out of context. Henry is a good lad. He will not have you sullying his fine, upstanding American name. And we didn't need the save point after all. But it's sometimes good to be safe, just in case. And now, we continue on past a dead guy. Past a shovel. Another save point. And eventually, there we go. We can enter here to find another axe, a contract, and a sun guard. And the last child, you've come to save me, yes! Henry's quest is unbelievably short. A deafening roar shakes the region as the evil castle begins to crumble. Henry escapes just as the evil castle collapses. Never mind, we had about 5 days left by the time we got the last kid. The castle sinking into the shimmering lake marks the end of the war with evil. Yeah, I don't know about that, considering that they're still fighting the Dracula clan even in the 2000s. Owing to Henry's great exploits, all 6 kidnapped children were rescued. Oh, you're all okay. Should we go back to town? Your families are worried sick. The morning sun lit up the strong, gentle features of Henry's beaming face. Fortunately, the sunlight was able to get past the visor in his helmet. Good show. And yeah, that's Henry's quest. We get the credits. We can't skip the credits. The closest we could do would be me uncapping the frame rate, which would most likely make this go by ungodly fast. Especially considering it's the credits and there's nothing to load, and again, game speed is based on FPS. Hit that 400 FPS about 8 times faster than the game was intended to run. But I might as well talk about Henry's quest while it's going through. In short, it's just that. It's short, Henry doesn't have a full story, and you have to do this to unlock Reinhardt and Carrie. And even then, I don't know how many kids you have to save to do that. Even if you're brand new to this game with absolutely zero idea where any of the children are, or any of the level design for what you're going through, this shouldn't take too long at all. I mean, it is rather short. If I remember correctly, speedruns of the Henry part can be done in almost 10 minutes. In fact, while I'm here, I might as well look it up, because it's not going to take that long. I mean, all we have to do is a simple Google search. Let's see. Henry, the current world record is 14 minutes and 15 seconds. Yes. And that is for the good ending. The worst ending is only 8 minutes. So, yeah. Like, 100% is 20 minutes. I'm guessing 100% is all 6 children, which... I don't know. It's... The most things that speedruns do is, besides the obvious tricks, is they will do essentially very similar to the order of levels that I did. In fact, maybe exactly the order of level that I did. Also because you will kind of do want to go into the castle, not the castle center, the waterway, without having to wait for it, stand around waiting. But the good thing about Castle Center and Outer Wall is that since the children are so close to the entrance, you can just run over, grab them, go back to the entrance, and Tunnel is the only one where it's far out of the way, which you saw by the time we got to by the time we ended Tunnel. We weren't going to go back to the start of the level. I don't even know if you can go back to the start of the level from there. Overwrite cleared data. Why the fuck not? Yes, you can select hard mode and all this shit. Good show. Anyway, yeah, that's literally all of Henry's quest. Have a good one. I'll probably do this again as Reinhardt next. Goodbye.